Hello, listeners, and welcome to another big edition of the 2 Units podcast. It is wet, wet, wet all around the country this weekend, but don't let that dampen the mood because there's a couple of Group 1s up there at Eagle Farm in Queensland, and we've got specs across 3 other states, including racing at Rosehill Gardens, Caulfield, and Morphettville. Each and every week, I bring in one of my great mates, the Sultan, and we talk about racing for a solid 60 minutes.
Mate, I feel it in my fingers. I feel it in my toes. Horse racing's all around me, and I'm going to back a stack of winners. I know the tracks are wet, so I'm going to do the homework, mate.
Yeah, that's
I'm
it.
not going to use it as an excuse to just put the feet up by the fire and drink some red wine, mate. I've got me head in the books.
Yep.
And I've found some wet trackers.
Yeah, it's got a cigar feeling about it, I reckon. Saturday evening, we'll see.
I used to pick up those mini cigars from the milk bar H&M.
The fads.
Yeah, well, but they were actually cigars.
Oh,
not
not
just
the
like
lollies.
cigarettes. They were
Okay.
cheap as.
I'm more a lolly guy.
Used to think I was pretty cool when I was younger, but in hindsight, I was still pretty cool. Just could have got a fatter cigar.
Exactly.
Speaking of back in the day, for those of us on YouTube, you got that sort of Tony Hawk style sort of setup.
It's my Chad Musker sort of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 operation. Foot Burnquist, they're calling me.
Shout out to Wanderer.
Yeah, shout out to Wanderer. The team got the kitted out today. Jeez, they do good kit.
Yeah, they do. I've got the Nike in the industry on underneath today, so Wanderer's getting a bit old, but might reach out. It's good stuff, though.
Put in a new
It's
order,
great
you
stuff.
reckon? Yeah, it is very good stuff.
Way better than industry.
Yeah,
I only bought industry because it was like literally next door to my house.
it's convenient.
I couldn't be fucked going anyway. Yeah.
There was just one up the road, like some weird flagship store, and I just go get basic tees. Don't wash well, though. They don't wash well.
I did a reel for us. I might have been Saver 2XL or something like that, and I was wearing an industry t-shirt, and someone commented on our Instagram saying, I didn't know industry still existed, Salt.
That's a bit.
I'm not that unfashionable, am I?
That's a bit of a dig.
It's not butter or whatever the young kids are wearing these days.
Oh, yeah, exactly right.
Well, that's what did they used to call those kids at school? The Eshays that used to wear that Nautica. You got a few Nautica things.
I got one Nautica t-shirt,
but it was only because you were out of.
I didn't realise it was Chavy. I didn't realise it was Eshay vibes,
Yeah,
and I just
it
I went
is.
and bought a couple of things from like Universal store, and a few people were getting stuck into me, and I haven't worn it since. Feedback on board.
I once went to the Stamo Hotel in Rosehill when we were younger, like we must have been like 20 or something, and I wore this collared shirt, like long sleeve, and it had like this sort of checkered pattern on it, and it was Billabong. And my mates got stuck into me and said it was lame. And one of my mates said that shirt is Billa wrong. And everyone pissed themselves laughing so hard that I just said, well, I actually can't put up with the rest of the night like this. The night's still young. So I called a cab home and I changed my shirt. And then I came back because it was only around the corner.
I actually have an inverse story of that relating to Billa wrong, and it was Billa right for me because I was out at the airport and I'm flying to the States, and just fortunate enough when I checked in, I got a bloody complimentary business upgrade. But I was in a t-shirt, and they're like, "But you can't wear a t-shirt in business on the plane to LA." So I went to this surf shop and bought, and I bought this like Billabong shirt with palm trees on it. It was pathetic. It's the worst shirt.
It would have been worse than the t-shirt.
It was way worse than the t-shirt. I had a really nice t-shirt on, and I sat in business class in the most pathetic shirt in my cupboard.
That's like dress codes when they have them and they say, oh, you can't wear sneakers, but your sneakers look good. And someone's wearing like Traralgon square toes with like scuff marks and stuff.
Snake
it's like,
skins.
Yeah, how are they better than this?
Yeah.
Like my whole kit's way better. Let me in.
Exactly right.
This fresh, delicious, tasty, meaty, turkey-filled, cold-cut combo. I eat 3 every day to help keep me strong.
It's the supper in your name, where outstanding performances, big names, they come and take a seat and we feed them.
We're bringing Blake Shin and we're bringing Damian Lane.
Brilliant stuff.
And Blake Shin's on the comeback. Damian Lane's been killing it in Japan, but just jockeys having opinions on social media.
Yep.
Not the opinion, not like the Ben Mallam style opinion where he's just absolutely giving it to anyone that has an opinion.
Yep.
More just the opinion about, and specifically their opinions about James McDonald and his, lack of significant suspension from his careless riding charge in Hong Kong on Romantic Warrior, and they were sort of just speaking up about it. And I just like to see that. I like to see discourse in racing. The more of it, the better. The more the jockeys and actually people in the industry do it, the more it opens up for other people to do it on media platforms and whatnot. So I thought it was great for the game. And Damien Lane really ratioed.
Yeah, he's aptly named Frosty because he was a little frosty in terms of his potentially careless riding questioning. Yeah, I thought it was brilliant as well. Like, so they should be able to challenge. Blake Shin, he's obviously getting pretty close to a comeback and pretty sick of sitting in rehab and getting a little bit dexterous in terms of what he's saying, but good on him. We need to hear more of it.
James McDonald is a protected species. Like when you look at the suspensions and what happens and moving suspensions and downgrading suspensions in Sydney and stuff like that, he gets treated differently to the smaller jockeys. It happens in a lot of sports, like the absolute stars, and he's a megastar, he's the best in the world. But they get treated a little bit differently. So obviously the other guys are aware of that and they don't like it.
How many meetings would Jacob Opperman have got, our man?
I'm not sure. 1 million.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm pretty sure Royal Mile couldn't have kept whatever that Japanese horse was in a pocket.
Royal Mile's the ultimate professional. He wouldn't have moved. He would have
that's true. He runs dead straight Royal Mile.
He does.
Straight to the loser's stall.
Hey, Chris Waller has to get a seat at the supper this week. 200 Group 1 wins, yada, yada. Enough been said about that. But he might just want to clean up his emotions before he comes to the supper because he might be a 200-time Group 1 winning trainer, but he is a benchmark 58 crier. I don't think there's a worse crier in racing than Chris Waller. Have you seen this man cry, Sults?
Well, duh. Of course I have. He's an emotional man.
He's a horrific crier.
We can't knock someone for wearing their heart on their sleeves, mate.
There's not many people that like look terrific when they cry, but in terms of looking bad, there's no one worse in racing than Chris Waller. He's just a horrific crier. Benchmark 58
what
of the
feedback
crying.
have you got for him to improve his crying?
I don't know. I think it's just
more tears.
I think it's just. I'd like to see at least a couple going down. I'm not sure if we held a couple of little cups under the eye. I'm not sure how many drops we're getting in themselves. Let's start with that.
Have you ever looked at yourself in the mirror when you're crying?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you haven't?
I thought just.
Nah. So I've seen myself, like I've been crying and then I've looked in the mirror and it makes you snap out of it pretty quick.
Really?
It's not a good look.
Yeah. I'm not a big.
There's nothing wrong with crying.
No, I'm not. I'm just not. I'm not a big crier.
I'm a bit of a crier.
I wish I was.
In movies and stuff, like I can get a bit emotional.
Oh,
like
mate.
I need to look away and
Really?
And then like if I'm about to start crying, I need to like go on my phone and like, take myself to another zone.
Emotional Salts. This is groundbreaking stuff. Like I know you're quite emotive, but I didn't think you'd get like emotional during a rom-com.
No, I do.
My wife's horrific. She's a complete disaster to watch a movie with.
Really?
Oh yeah, she needs
Yeah,
to.
but then footy can just console her.
Oh, just
That's
probably.
all right,
I just don't have a heart.
See those finger paintings you do, baby, and they're pretty good.
Yeah.
Speaking of that sort of style of talk, I just want to take you a bit of a throwback. I was having a conversation the other day and talking about how much the world's changed. So I'm going to take you back to MSN Messenger, which was my reason for being alive in high school. I just lived through it. I speak to my friends all day and then I log on to Messenger.
Make Dad get off the phone so you can hop up on the dial-up internet
the dial-up,
connection.
I'd wheel it. I'd get the dial-up cord all the way from the kitchen to the spare room.
Ding.
Looking back, no wonder Mum was just constantly pissed off. Like no one could call the phone. I was on the internet all the time. But so you had your MSN like title name or whatever.
Yeah, then you had your
but
note.
then you could do like a little note.
Yeah.
And everyone's little note was like in uppercase, lowercase, using 3 instead of E and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it was always some lame sort of message that like you wanted your crush to see. And no one batted an eyelid. Like I remember I had
Mine were always song lyrics.
Oh, was it? Yeah. Well, even that's lame.
It's lame as.
Yeah. But so I remember I had like the classic like, did it hurt when you fell from heaven, baby? Because you're an angel. No, seriously. Like with the little Cupid. But not one of my friends teased me. No one batted an eyelid. Like, some of my friends had the lamest stuff ever, where now you would tear them to shreds.
So, yeah, okay. So do you...
So it's a sign of the times that you could do that 20 years ago,
Yep.
and everyone was so less judgmental than what they are now.
But it sort of goes against the grain of what everyone currently thinks in society, though, because everyone thinks that everyone now is a snowflake and they should make teasing great again and that sort of vibe. That's the vibe I get in today's society.
That's
so
true.
It sort of contradicts it a little bit.
We do need to make teasing great again.
I don't want to. Let's not put that on a t-shirt.
No.
And I haven't heard
Stan Marsh will not be happy with
I
that.
genuinely haven't heard anyone ever say that. I just came up with that. But
sometimes you say things that you don't mean.
Yeah, exactly.
We mean teasing between friends, not at school.
Yeah.
That's not good at school.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just what a beautiful time to be alive, where you could say that and your friends wouldn't even tease you for it.
That goal regulation size or what? So you will listen to every damn word I have to say. I seen those finger paintings you bring home and they suck. I'm calm.
Your MSN behaviour belongs in Pack Ya Nags. I just want to... I want to make up for lost time because you wanted to be teased. So now I'm making up for that for you. We weren't friends at the time, so now I'm aware of some of the behaviour that you're putting out there.
Well, you're a stupid head.
Hey, I'll tell you who's some stupid heads here. I'm not going to name the actual pub, but there's a Scottish pub that's opened up in the city, and I saw an article about it. And basically, it's got a huge following of Scottish expats that go there.
Do you see many Scottish pubs around?
No.
I don't.
No. So this is obviously, maybe I don't have to know, maybe it's obvious then, but there's one in the city that has recently sort of opened, and they don't have TVs, which I don't mind to a degree. So like they're all about getting there, having a conversation with people, catching up with expats, forming relationships. I still think you can do that through the means of having a TV or something there, a vehicle there to utilise the networking, I guess you could say, Salts.
Well, it's just on in the background, isn't it? I went to a brewery in Richmond the other week, and they had a lot of TVs around, but all the TVs were just like advertisement for the brewery that you're already in.
Yep.
I thought, well, could you just put the footy on? Because we were there having some dinner, and then we ended up just turning someone's phone sideways, leaning it up against a drink and just watching the footy on the phone.
Yeah.
So I guess, but
that's making lemonade. But a little bit of a flow on from this. So with the World Cup coming up, Scotland have made the FIFA World Cup this year. And
so what about the limbs when they made
complete nutter limbs.
They're nuts, the
this
Scots.
pub, obviously being the premier Scottish pub in Melbourne, have been inundated with, can we make a booking for the group stage games and things like that. And they're like, no, we're not having TV. But what we're going to do is we're going to pop it on the radio. Now,
I don't think that cuts
don't think that cuts the mustard.
Have you got Scottish mates? How do you know
can't
about this?
be. Oh, mate, I keep my ear pretty low to the ground.
Actually,
You're
pretty connected.
Things get put across my desk.
You're like that kid in high school that used to say when you were about to get in a fight, I've got connections. And then you'd think twice about it.
I lived off that a little bit.
Saying that you had connections.
Pretty well connected, though.
Yeah,
Never been in a fight in my life.
Yeah, because your connections did it for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure I'm heading into a pub at, I don't know the time difference of these games. I'd say that'd be sort of 5, 6 a.m. given they're
Pretty sure it's
American.
like the flat out like 12 hours or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, well, NFL's always on in that early AM people watch, so I assume it'll be quite similar.
Yeah.
But I'm not going there in the AM to listen to a team play on the radio.
No, that's silly.
I wouldn't have thought. I don't care how cold your beer is.
Nah, fair call.
Yep. So, World Cup radio listening.
Imagine,
Pack Your
so
Nags.
when they like sealed their World Cup fate, that bloke kicked that worldie from halfway and the whole thing just went berserk. Imagine only hearing that on the radio, not seeing it on the TV.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyway, good luck to them. They're a new pub and good luck to them.
Another Pack Your Nags, and this guy's a good friend of the show, Jet Stanley. Getting some good rides too, isn't he?
Doing well.
Doing very well. I've been really enjoying his interviews with our mate Mick Comerford via the Strip. So check out the Strip.
Give the Strip a follow.
Give the
Good
Strip a
content.
follow.
He was out at Fingal with
Yep.
Jack Turnbull during the week.
It's
what a farm that is.
It's outstanding content. A real hole in the market, I'd call it, Salts, the Strip. So give Mick a follow. But he's been doing some work with Jet Stanley and some follow-up stuff from his ride in the Adelaide Cup. He's obviously been aboard Concord Connie. He's dropped his whip, which was kind of fitting because I think he got a suspension for overuse of the whip at some stage. So you can't get suspended again if you're not holding one. But there's one thing I've picked up from this content, and this is just the greatest pack Ya Nags in the history, is he has a cat that he walks on a lead. And if you want a dog, Jet, just go and buy a dog. Go to a kennel. I don't think they have pet shops anymore for dogs. I think that's sort of banned. I think Winston, my dog, was probably the last of that cohort. But just go get a dog if you want one. Don't walk cats on a lead.
Yeah, but what if he lives in an apartment and the cats, they've got rules about cats in certain councils, they're not allowed to roam free anymore.
They can stay in the apartment, Salts.
I've actually never seen that. Cat on a lead.
It's pathetic. That's why.
Oh, Jesus.
That's strong. You've got to have a serious amount of confidence to be walking a cat on a lead.
For a friend of the show.
No, it's probably why I've gone a little bit harder because I do know him. But yeah, that's a pack Ya Nags.
I was going to actually start this by saying when you. But that's what I'm sending packing. So
Yeah,
I had to check myself.
I'm not sure where this is going either,
So
units.
it's a bit of a red flag when someone starts a caption on social media with when you too many times.
Okay.
And I've observed that and I'm sending it packing.
Can you give me an example, Salts?
When you... No, I can't really.
This is good stuff.
What are some of the examples?
I'm not sure, Salts. This is what I want to know. So you're saying it's...
When you walk along the street in Spain and you see gelato.
Oh, yeah, and then it's just a picture of them holding the gelato. Yeah, I get you. Okay, I've got your vibe. Instead of just saying, fuck, gelato in Spain.
When you walk outside and forget your umbrella.
And they're just
And
drenched.
it's just like a photo. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, I'm with you. I didn't know where you were going with it, but now I'm on board.
Correlation with that type of post and some instability.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I think...
Do you know what's not? Do you know what doesn't have instability? And that's going to be specs across 4 states, wet tracks.
Footy, the unit army loves backing winners, but owning one, that'd put some lead in the pencil.
That's exactly what Dare to Dream are all about, making racehorse ownership affordable, fun and accessible for everyday fans.
So we're talking shares in horses with some of South Australia's top trainers?
Yep. Race day perks, stable visits and a great community. The full ownership experience.
Sounds expensive.
That's the beauty of it. You don't need to be a high roller to get involved. Jump in with your mates, own a share and experience the full thrill of having a runner.
Get involved today at daretodream.com.au. Your next stable star might even earn a spot on the jet board.
Sounds expensive.
I thought it was Kermit the Frog doing our live read.
It wasn't that deep in the throat, was it?
I don't know. I think Kermit was doing some sort of... I think he's on the payroll at Dare to Dream.
No.
We do have specs across 4 states this weekend. Caulfield, Eagle Farm, dual group ones at Eagle Farm Salts on what looks to be, well, a bit of, as I mentioned yesterday, so it's a bit of a shitstorm weather-wise today up there in Brisbane. We'll also cover Morphettville and a few at Rosehill. But it's a day for getting the toe in on Saturday, and I suspect it'll be like that at Caulfield.
Spot on. It's currently a heavy 8. There's not a heap of rain about from now until race day, and any rain, 0 to 3 mils predicted race days for the afternoon. But even a drop of rain during race day here, and we're back into the heavy range if it happened to improve into a soft 7. I'll sort of be setting up for a soft 7. It's damp, it's chilly, there's cold mornings. We saw it with Sandown last week. Like, tracks just don't improve as well, and Caulfield hadn't exactly been racing that well prior to this either. So, yeah, I'm expecting horses to want to get their toe into the ground. It's a rail true after being 4, 8, 12 the last 3. So the inside's protected, but I still think they get off the inside. The last time the rail was true was that William Reid Day when the inside was cast. So I think as the meeting progresses, we'll see him down the middle of the track.
You're a man that gives you track reports with confidence. I must admit, the Caulfield track, I'm finding a little bit hard to have real confidence about it until I see it on race day.
No, that's totally fair. But like, I still think that leader's going to be able to win, get to the right lane. Like, I'm confident it's not going to be a hot fence.
Yes, well, that's the least of the biases we like when we set up on
Spot
a Thursday.
on, yeah.
Let's start with race 2. It's a benchmark 78. This is 1,200 metres. Taswegian alert. Jabez Johnson, is this the jockey who's on the rise? Jabes.
Yeah,
We do it differently down in Tassie.
Yeah, it is a bit different, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the horse that we're speaking of is the filly Swift Force. She's $1.85 into $1.70 you can get with some corps. I took the $1.85, but I'm happy to take the $1.70. I think she's more like a $1.30 chance. I think that's probably what she starts on race day. This is a filly who has improved her rating every single time she's run. Her last start was a peak rating on the worst rated track she's seen, Caulfield, 1,100 metres, soft 7, led quick, kept running last race of the program off the fence. Belted Actuality, who's since been sort of beaten a length against the boys. Because they claim down, now she meets Sunsetting, who's a danger, 3 kilos better off at the weights. She draws barrier 1. She's the only leader in the race. She's by Magnus, so generally they're getting better with age and they relish wet tracks as well. And considering last start was the worst rated track she's seen and the highest rated performance of her career, I'm willing to bet that she handles this ground. And also the other thing is that was a peak rating of her career and she was first up no trial since the 25th of February, and last preparation she got better as the prep went on. I honestly think she could make a proper mess of these.
Yeah, I was about to ask, what's her ratings profile look like? Is she potentially a stakes filly in waiting?
No doubt. Yeah. This is a stakes filly. She's on the up. The only time she lost the race, she was grabbed late by Perspiration, who goes around the last, who's a pretty good horse. And then subsequent to that, she went and belted that Mazzini, and she beat Mazzini that day that she beat Perspiration as well. So yeah, this is a filly with a lot of talent.
Okay, $1.65 at the moment, race 2.
It's not often that these are my areas for best bets or whatever, but she's the best bet of the day. Okay. Like, she's head and shoulders the best bet of the day.
At Caulfield or anywhere?
Everywhere, yeah.
All may as well in the show. Spoil the whole show.
You back her outright, use her in your multis, however you like to bet, but there's confidence around it.
Cool. If you want to hang around for the next 40 minutes while we just look at the reserves, feel free. Race 4 on the program. It's another 78. This one's over the mile. First chorus is here as the favourite, $3.20. Medea, $3.40 on the second line. And then it's double figures, the rest with the likes. Sorry, just lost my page there. But first chorus, $3.20 SULTS. This is a mare that you've had a little bit of time for and been with this preparation already. You're forgiving.
I am. Yeah, she was just close to the speed at Flemington on a good 3-track last start in a swoopers race. She loves wet tracks. And maybe just a 3 was too firm for her because it's the firmest track she's seen on race day. Her first up run at Pakenham was dynamic. Late in the card, heavy track, deteriorating track, fastest close of the day. Look, there's a bit of a gap between runs, but I'm pretty confident she's both the best mare in the race and the best wet tracker in the race. That's a pretty good combination.
Yep. She is a $3.20 chance. Medea, Jazz Affair, and Lady Saddler were the next 3 in betting there. But first chorus on top for SULTS in race number 4.
Jamie Mott goes back on as well. He's got a terrific record on this mare too, 3 from 4.
Yeah, he got it absolutely travelling in that race on Oaks Day, didn't he, at Flemington, when he was just wide, just humming into it nicely. Let's get to race 5, SULTS. I'm going to sort of open up my account here. It is a benchmark 100, and it's a smallish field. Got the likes of See That Storm on Australian debut at the top of betting there, $3.30. El Rocco at around $3.90. O2 Good for the Daft Meister at $5, and then out to Cardoon Graveyard and Verdad. I'm going to be with the See That Storm here for the Price and Kent Junior team, who's on debut salts here in Australia. And look, he's done majority of his racing over 2,000 metres in the UK, but he did race over the mile at his first 2 starts, winning on debut. I thought he looked classy enough to beat this field, and he gets in 1 kilo above the minimum, carrying 54 kilos. This is obviously a benchmark 100, and I just thought his trial was a really positive one. He held Tuvalu through the line over 1,400 metres, held him by 2 lengths, and I'm expecting to see that trial form converted to race day form, and he looks pretty progressive.
You know what I could do? I could protect myself. I could look after myself and just bathe myself in self-interest. And I could say, good points. No, I can see your case, whatever. But the reason why footy over the tops occur is because I actually have an opinion. And I'm happy to stick my fork in the ground. And I'm happy to say, I think it's almost certain. In fact, it is a certainty that it shows up in the steward's report that this horse doesn't handle the track.
Really?
He's only raced on synthetic and dry tracks in Europe. And his first trial at Cranbourne on soft ground, he wanted to ring his mummy and go home. Seriously,
it was his first hit out in Australia. Give him a spell.
He absolutely detested it. You could see in his action. I reckon he is just going to hate.
First night back pre-season. If they're going, hey, go do a little 1,000-meter run jog through, it wouldn't matter if it was mild, hot, wet, cold.
There's a reason
You're
why.
Sweating up and hating it. It's a pipe opener.
His second jump out was better because he was on top of the ground.
I think sometimes you can be too smart for your own good, Sultan.
El Rocco is on the quick backup, desperate for 1,600 metres. He's a swimmer. He's beaten Cartoon Graveyard fair square in the wet at Sale over 1,600 metres, and they meet on level weights from there. He did a lot of work to find the front at Sandown last start, and he was there to the 100. He ended up being beaten 4 lengths. He gave out late, but he did a lot of work to get there, and it was a bit of a swoopers race, that one. Now he backs up 7 days. We know he loves Caulfield. He was excellent at Caulfield too, back over 1,400 metres. But this guy is a miler because he likes to get horses out of their comfort zone, and 1,400 metre horses aren't so much out of their comfort zone as opposed to milers and 2,000 metre horses like the import is. And the other thing that's sort of against the import and why I thought El Rocco, who's $6 in, mind you, should be the favourite in the race and should replace See That Storm as favourite, is because he's hard fit on a quick backup. Jamie Mott's going to get complete control till about the 600-700, and he's going to make it a test over that long period of time. And when you're ramping it up from the 600 and you've really got to sustain a run, if you're first up off 40 weeks, that can sort of find you out. And I think that's the way El Rocco wins the race. That's the way Jamie Mott rides him best. So he is the next best on the program at Caulfield.
I wonder if it's... You make some really good points. I wonder if it does turn out to be, he's not a wet tracker. I wonder what the thought process with Junior and Mick Price would be. Is it just a matter of this is a race and we'll just find out? Because, if this is a heavy track and it's a horse that genuinely can't handle the heavy going, that can cook a prep.
It's a fair point. Like, if he shows up, they might have some confidence, but they really can't have any confidence until they see it on race day. But I guess if they think they want to get some miles into his legs in the winter and take some residuals into the spring, well, you can't keep... You can't keep avoiding wet tracks, can you? Otherwise, you'll just never get that fitness run because they're going to be wet for a while.
I get some serious lead every time I hear the word residuals.
I got limp for this head-to-head battle.
Yeah, so do I. Probably just be another standard footy over the top W. Race 6 on the program starts. Benchmark 84, 2,000 metres. It looks like you've gone, I'll take the single approach here. I won't save on See That Storm, but you're looking like you're having a little 2-bet smarty pants play in race number 6.
I already have, like, in the way that I'd wagered the race, and like looking at the fluctuations on Semerg, at around 230's opening price, that was feasible. Now at $1.90, I'd probably tell listeners that unless he gets back to that 230, leave him alone. Because we are going to back Sly Boots each way. as well. And it's sort of, I don't see any value in that $1.90 now. I think it's well enough found.
I
Don't
would
get me
agree.
wrong.
No, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I had this guy marked black figures, certainly. And he's stepping up in grade. I'd like to make a case for, usually with these things, you go from 78 to 84. It's not that huge of a step up, but there's a lot better horses here than what he faced
He
last
beat
time.
old Mayrack, a bold strike. Don't get me wrong. I do think he's the horse to beat. His Australian debut was very good. They ran fast time there last start. He handled the soft track, and we knew that he liked soft tracks in Ireland as well. So he could be ready to peak third up, and he's the one to beat. But the value in the race lies with Sly Boots on the quick backup. One of his better rating performances was where he led all the way at Wyong on a heavy 8 over 2,000 metres. And he was beaten half a length in fast time. He was beaten half a length to Royal Supremacy, who is a good stayer, mind you. And he's a Group 1 winner. So, that's solid form last time. He was at 2,000 metres, wet track. He was wide first up at Hawkesbury. He jumped well last start at Sandown, and then he was very wide. He was 4 wide, no cover throughout, and he never gave up the ghost. Now Jet Stanley's on. He draws barrier 5, backs up 7 days. I reckon they'll try and pinch this from the front. So each way, I'm backing Sly Boot.
Let's get to race 7 on the program. This is a 3-year-old handicap over 1,100 metres, and it's progressive jet alert, progressive jet alert.
Cabriolet.
This is bred 'em all. I really like this bloke. It's obviously with him is my best bet last start in Adelaide, and I just like the way he goes about it. Like early in his races, he jumps well. He's quite tractable.
A bit of a chaser, isn't he?
He's been able to settle positively and find a good rhythm early in races, which, let's be honest, when you're lightly raced 3-year-old, that'll take you a long way and get you a few W's on the board. He was a touch green over the final 100 last start, but geez, once he locked in and sort of gritted the teeth a little bit, Saltsy, and he worked through the line like a really good horse. And let's face it, he isn't coming to Melbourne for our road and tunnels projects. He's coming here to bloody win a 3-year-old handicap over 1,100 metres.
He is if he wants to stay here until 2050.
Yeah, he might be here for spring.
Yeah.
So
This is a pretty handy race. Like Cabriolet, 2 from 2 gelded, been eased down in both of his runs. High on the Hill was a good winner in Adelaide last start, jumped out since. Rogsburg, interesting run. I heard Clint McDonald when I see him this morning saying they're just umming and ahhing about running him from the barrier. He's got 60 kilos. He's been gelded.
I was about to say, has he been snipped
Yeah,
yet?
he has been gelded. But like, if you've been backing him all this way through, you have to have something on him because he's been gelded, but he's just never been one of mine.
He hasn't been one of
think
ours.
He's a flat out myth.
He hasn't been one of ours, has he?
He won that race on debut where, like, you've got to be a good horse to win a listed race on debut. It hasn't ended up being a good race, but you've still got to be a good horse to give away race experience. But he's just been terrible since.
Yep.
I wouldn't be forgiving of him at all. So he is an interesting runner, but whether or not he runs remains to be seen. I've stayed out.
You kept saying Cabriole, and I thought it was like some new chocolate bar that was out. I was like, Cabriole?
It's
This
the
sounds
absolute
good.
Godolphin Jet.
Yeah, okay. It is a nice little race, but yeah, I'm with Bred 'em all in this one at around $6 for the Jolly Yard. Let's move on to race number 8 on the program. This is the feature of the day, Salts. It's the listed Bellisbury Stakes. It's a handicap over 1,100 metres. There's a horse here who I called the lay of the century first up. And I must admit,
It's $5, wasn't he?
I'm not going to lie, I was a little nervous when he took the split at the 200.
Yeah.
And I would speak of bustling.
He's big, he's bad, he throws haymakers and he drops 8 kilos.
Yeah, I know. He had every right for fitness to give out with the 62 Kegaroonies first up, didn't he? And you're right, he drops 8 kilos. And off that first up performance for a guy that was purchased for an Everest, a listed Bellisbury Stakes looks him within reach, you would have thought.
And he's had foot issues, so like he didn't mind getting his toe into the ground. That was the worst rated track he's seen, and I thought it was a definite pass mark under 62 for a race like this. Not for the top end, but he's never going to get there. But they can still pick up some prize money along the way, can't they?
Yep.
$175,000 race. I think it's probably 80 something the first. So it'll go a way to recouping some of his purchase price. I've got him as the horse to beat. His profile at these weights is outstanding. Pretty much all of his runs in his last handful of runs, including his last 2, when he was beaten 4 lengths in a run to the Rose, Like they hit the mark. He's got the best last start rating, and he was first up for 18 months or something. So he's bound to improve. Bazaball rewarded. I met Calvin Southey on Tuesday with Terry on Tuesday just gone. Nice fella, and Bazaball rewarded's been an outstanding mare for him, and she'll go forward and give a sight. But 8 kilos that's a big ass weight swing.
And one thing I don't think you should underestimate on Saturday is I feel like Craig Williams is going to have a day. He's got some good rides on Saturday. He's the premier jockey in Victoria on Saturday. He's got See That Storm. He's got Sumerg. I think Bustling might be at least his third winner for the day there, Sults. Dropping 8 kilos. I'm telling the units right now, I'm tipping Willow to have a bit of a fill on Saturday at Caulfield as the premier jockey in Victoria.
I'm with Bustling, but I'm also going to back Recommendation because this guy's a Caulfield wet track horse. He was wide in the John Hawkes. He was weak. He was beaten 1.2 lengths, but the race went another 50 metres. He's probably going to be beaten 5. He was going backwards. But I think now, third up, he's had a trial between runs. His run in the Discovery was actually quite good.
He's a sick horse Recommendation. He's got 1.2 million prize money. And he just bashes around in these Group 2, Group 3 races. He'd be a sweet horse to own.
Yeah, he would.
I used to own one with all the same colours. Wasn't quite as good.
Yeah.
But
So I'm making him a result just owing to the conditions.
Okay, Bustling and Recommendation there for Sults and I in the Bel Esprit Stakes. What about race number 9 on the program? This is an 84 over 1200. I'm perspiring here because you're about to take us through 3 betteroonies.
I am. So You Pence is favourite first up. Bled at a trial in December, not seen any public work. Has to virtually run a peak figure first up off that bleed. So was happy to look around her, even though she's got some ability through some of those good country races. The Barn Dance she won, the Kosciuszko, that's a good race for this. Stolly Bolly, interesting horse because he had the throat condition last start at Flemington when he was quite poor and sort of now we've got to trust that he's all good. So
we don't see eye to eye, man.
I was happy to look around him. Yeah. There's 3 horses here at big prices I can back. Naval Academy is one of them. Mate, his jump out work has been outstanding. He loves getting his toe into the ground. He made Biancelli, who I'm taking on later in Adelaide, look like a miler. He beat Blethen, who's up and going. Both those jump outs are superb. It was a trial on the Heath track. It was in good time. LOU was first up 1,000 metres last start. I think he's much better suited 1,200 metres. The wetter, the better. If those afternoon showers arrive, he'll love that, but it's going to be soft anyway, so I think he'll get the conditions to suit. They're both double-figure odds, and Perspiration's a shorter price, so he's going to be one that's my smallest result in the race, but he's still a solid result. He likes wet tracks. His 2 trials have been good in Tasmania, and he's got the scalp of Swift Force and also Mazzini, a couple back, and well, we know that they're both pretty good horses, and he's won a city race, a metropolitan race when he was with Kieran Maher in Sydney. This is a horse that's got some ability.
Just while I got you there on your rating system, can you just give me some feedback on Royal Insignia on heavy tracks? What that performance was like?
Well, I can tell you off the top of my head, no good.
No, that's what because I'm going through the lens of a place lay here for Royal Insignia because I'm pretty sure he's got a place to his name on a heavy track, but I'm pretty sure he's allergic to the wet.
I don't think that he does. He's got a soft 6 in a Regal Roller where he was 3rd at Caulfield. And then all his other soft 6, soft 7 heavy track runs, he's been down the track.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe just another.
Doesn't even have a rating to the standard if it was a good track.
Yeah, and he's coming through a Wagga Town plate. Yeah. Okay. That's Caulfield Sults.
Yep.
Terrific. Let's get to Eagle Farm. This is a Group 1 race day up there in Brisbane, and a lot depends of how much that rain comes today, doesn't it? Because it's forecast for it to be basically sheeting down.
I'm setting up for a soft track. It's currently a heavy 8. They got 47 mils of rain Wednesday at Eagle Farm. There's 20 to 45 mils today. But then it's clear Friday and Saturday, and this is a track that does dry out pretty rapidly. In terms of talking about the pattern, I can go back to the last time the rail was essentially true. It was 1 metre 4 meetings back, and it was a soft 5. No leader 1. Winners back to sort of 7.5 lengths off the lead. You wanted to get off the fence. So you're thinking that's probably going to happen. But it is quite a laney track. And a lot of people that follow Queensland racing a lot closer to me than me sort of go into each meet not sure how it's going to play. So I'm not professing like I know how it's going to play, but sort of recent history says they might get off the fence.
Okay, we'll start with race number 2 on the program. It's a benchmark 85. This is a 1,000-metre dash. Lyles is your favourite, 270. Saw plays in there at 390. She's down in the weights and she only knows one way, which is to get her sword out and play right up there on the speed. You've got Silver Wedding, who'll probably want a little bit further at $7, bossed up, petticoat. But you're shopping at big prices here, Sults.
Well, they call me race 2 at Eagle Farm. That's where
I've never heard anyone call you that.
It's my best value to storm down that, even though last week was doom. But they call me race 2 in Queensland.
Tell me who race 2, who calls you race 2 Eagle Farm. Just let me know.
Oh, they will be after today.
Gotcha.
Mate, something's going to run on in this race.
Agreed.
There is speed left, right and centre. And a lot of the speed horses aren't just go forward horses. We've got some control freaks here. I'm looking for something to get back and rip home. Bellegardo is one of those. First up got 60 kilos, but races well at Eagle Farm. Ran a pretty good number first up. Last preparation was beaten half a length to Hidden Wealth. That's good form for this. I think they overdo it. This horse will be running on. Has handled a soft 7 at Eagle Farm as well. And the other one is Bonfire Spark, who's got some fitness on her side. She handles wet tracks. She was forward in running at the Sunny Coast last start in a weaker race, but sat wide, no cover, won with ease. I think from a wide gate, their hand is forced and they can let the speed go, and a really wet track would suit her. Bonfire Spark. They're both sort of $20, $23.
Yeah, the 19 and 23 respectively. I'm playing a little bit straight here, Sults. I think Lyles is a bit of a put-in, take-out sort of setup in the early part of the day.
Really?
I think
What about a soft track?
I think he's the best horse in the race. He's won on soft track. He's got form on soft tracks. He was scratched last week at Randwick because it was too heavy. I don't think you'd want it to be in that 7 or worse range, that's for sure. But if it's better than a 6, I'm more than happy to be with him. James McDonald obviously on board. He's got a good relationship with the horse. I thought sword play was the danger. The market certainly suggests it is too, but I respect your point about the fast tempo. I think a few of them are going to cut each other up. J-Mac from barrier 6, I don't think he's going to want to get involved in that speed battle. He's going to be happy to just park in behind a few of those and get a lovely card into the race and find the right part of the track. So I can certainly see why he is favourite. And the stable, feels like the stable know that if it's going to be too wet, they'll scratch the horse. So I feel like they've got a really good handle on Lyles because he's got a really good career record so far.
Sword play's got good numbers, but I can see it just working too hard in the run from that gate.
She has won on some fast tempos. I remember I made a move best of the day when early on, and she absolutely squibbed it. And then I thought she might have been a little bit of a cat, but she actually has won some races on fast tempos. But I just wonder if the eyeball pressure might see her undone as well.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah. Race number 4 on the program. This is the Group 2 Sires Produce. It's for the 2-year-olds, set weights, 1,400 metres. I spent a bit of time on this race, Sults, and I chopped and changed. And I'm so shocked you've wanted to bet into this race. It feels very against your brand because this is a 2-year-old race, and from the acceptors in it, there's 20 race wins amongst the field of 2-year-olds. So there's plenty that have seen the winner's circle. I thought it was a bit of a minefield, but enter Sultan.
That's an easy bet to have, mate.
Fuck off.
Seriously, mate.
Yeah.
If you got to work and did your replays,
I got to work.
if you watched the Spirit of Boom last start,
I gave myself a headache.
how do you not follow this guy out of the Spirit of Boom? Like, he was beaten by Vanterix.
Who is it?
A Martist.
Martist.
Mark Zara Sticks. He went back from a wide gate first up soft 7-track Doom, and some of the fastest close that day weaved through them. One of the great flashing lights, 1,400 metres better barrier. Just right up this guy's alley. I've got some queries, blind rays, sort of gap between runs. I'm travelling up there.
It was a pretty nice win on Anzac Day against the pattern. Up on speed, punching the breeze.
I don't know that there was any pattern on Anzac Day.
Defied the pattern. Yeah, I think they come from up speed that day.
Nah, you might.
Sure?
Nah. I thought he just had the easiest run, and I don't know. I haven't seen anything in his numbers to say that he should be favourite for the JJ as well. He's a great each way bet, Martist. I can't have much more than that. I think he'll relish a rising trip.
Price have we got for Martis Saltsy? We got
$8.
Okay. Should be $100 the field, but we'll take eights.
He's the best bet in Queensland.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's my best value of the day.
Oh, wowzers. Yeah. That shocked me. I'm shocked to my core. Race 6. This is a good race. This is the Group 3 Fred Best Classic. It's for the 3-year-olds. It's run under set weights. And it's a little bit of a lead into the Stradbroke, this one, isn't it, Saltsy, for a few of these?
Well, a lot of them need to win to make the field.
To get in. Yeah, that's right. Yep. You're siding with Brave Monarch. I'm going against you with Hillier. Do you want to make a case for the Monarch?
I like the setup for Brave Monarch because the horse is just a winner. Like, he's only lost twice, and the only 2 times he's lost the first up. So he bats deep into a preparation. He belted them at Eagle Farm on a heavy track last start, 1,600 metres, and prior to that he had good change-up speed over 14 at Eagle Farm, so he obviously likes racing on this course. But this is a big field where there's going to be good tempo because there's a bit on the line here. So a horse dropping in distance, that's a great setup. Trying conditions, strong tempo. I think he'd just be the strongest late.
Yeah, I'm with Hillier, who I think is just a completely different prospect now, this horse. Like, look through his last campaign, he played up like a second-hand whippersnipper as a colt. He was brave in the Caulfield Guineas, stuck on well in that race. But I think we're witnessing the start of his career now as a racehorse. Had 3 nice trials and was ridden off the speed to score first up at Gosford. The race didn't rate outstanding, but it's just the fashion that he did it in. I thought he just showed that he's got a lot of improvement to come, and he's just shown a little bit of versatility now that we probably didn't see when he was a touch coltish last preparation. So I think gate 11 can blend in. He's proven getting the toe into the ground. Hillier looks a really nice value play as well in the Fred Best. So I'll be backing him on an each way basis. Saltsy at around double figures. So Brave Monarch, who you're with, is now favourite around $3.90. And Hillier is $23. So good each way prices there. We get one of our old mates, Wadton, very maligned, very split. We actually put that poll up on the post about Wadton. Yeah, he is $21, which is quite extraordinary. I don't know how to price this horse. I still don't know what this horse is. He actually rattles me a little bit. I don't think he's a huge winner, but it wouldn't shock me either if he put a race like this away. Do I want to be with him? No. But he was very split in terms of the hated or overhyped Wadton.
Does like wet tracks.
I wouldn't blame you if you were tipping him or making a case for him, but I wouldn't oppose you vehemently, but yeah, it's a good race, Salts, the Fred Best Classic. Let's move on now to the first of the Group 1s on the program. It's race number 7. It's the Group 1 Queensland Derby. This is for the 3-year-olds. What are you doing in the first of the Group 1s, my friend?
Just looking through and seeing horses that have just got Buckleys to run out the trip. I'm going to be making options my lay of the day at $35. I'm going to lay him to win 1,000. I'm going to risk 35,000.
I can already see where this is going, and it's beautiful.
There's no way he will stay.
This is beautiful.
Not a chance in hell. He's just not that good. So I'm going to back around him at $35. Monopolistic beat the older horses at Gosford last start, and his last 200 metres was second fastest of the day. Any luck, and this horse will relish the rise in distance, and he just keeps improving every time he races as well. So he's been on a nice Derby trajectory as well. He's running the Frank Packer Plate, was actually really good as well when he was shuffled really far back. So I think he's looking to peak, and Southern Prince comes through the rough habit. And like, to the eye, at his chance, he followed Kilman, but he was sort of travelling and held up and the jockey was sort of like bringing him back off heels just at the same time that Kilman, who was the leader, extended. And then he lost that margin. But through the line, they went slow up front, but through the line in that rough habit, he was as strong as any past the post. I wouldn't be surprised if he stays the trip as well. I don't like barrier 1, but I'm getting a big price to find out. So I'm back in Southern Prince and the favourite Monopolistic.
Okay. A couple of plays for Saltsy in the Derby. I'm with options, and it's kind of music to my ears a little bit that you're so against it, because I'm a little bit of a superstitious operator, and this has been working well for me lately. So if you could just keep pouring as much heat on as I give my case, that would be much appreciated. I just thought it grossly over the odds. He's gone up $61. He's been backed into $40 some places, and I think it's a little unfair to suggest he wouldn't run out the trip. So he obviously came through the Victorian Derby last preparation. He was pretty well supported. He was like a $12 chance, I think, in the Vic Derby. And it wasn't so much, I don't think, that he ran out the trip that day, more that he didn't handle the good 3 surface. He's a horse that likes getting his toe into the ground. And I thought this prep he's been building nicely. He did have some excuses last start at Ipswich. That was over 2,200 metres. He pulled up with a slow recovery. But he did put in a nice sustained run. Like, it was a slow run race, but he clocked the 5th fastest last 600 metres of the day with a big sustained run in that race at Ipswich Options. So clearly loves rain-affected tracks. He's a huge price. I'm going to have something each way on him. It certainly wouldn't be the first boil over in a bloody 3-year-old Derby anywhere in Australia. So you can do worse, Salts, than an each way on some value from the value man himself. Options. You happy with that?
No, I'm wrapped, mate. He'll never win another race, that horse. He's just no good.
You might go up on the jet board if he wins the Derby. You might go up on the jet. I might have to make room under She's a alibi for him.
Well, Zerba got on there. Anyone can.
Come on, man. It's a dual Group 1 winner. Have some fucking respect for your elders. Let's kick on with some Group 1 action.
Good race, this.
That's what I'm dealing with. It is a good race. It's a good horses race. That's why.
Yeah. Good call from you.
It's the Group 1 Kingsford-Smith Cup, weight for age 1,300 metres. There's only 2 1,300 metre Group 1s in the country, the Canterbury and this one. So I do like the distance, because particularly when it's wet, you got to get your toe in. You probably got to be able to run 1,400, don't you, to be winning this, Salts?
Yeah, maybe.
I reckon.
Depends on the speed, how the track plays.
Does. Yeah.
Jimmy Starr's your favourite. I've had enough of him.
I'm fed up.
Yeah.
I said last time, I backed him last start, and I said it's D-Day. We got the likes of our mate Matt Nevitt. He likes to do his little walk and talks or whatever he carries on. He's calling it D-Day. It's like, mate, you said D-Day 3 starts ago. You can't have 6 D-Days.
I know that he won that Russell Balding 1,300 metres, but to me, he's looking like a miler. I think 13 is going to be too sharp for him again.
I think he's just looking like he hasn't come up this preparation. You need to go to the paddock and hit the reset button and go again, Salts.
His running the All Age was good. His running the All Age was actually excellent against the pattern. I'll give him that. But I think he's looking for further than 1,300 metres. So I want to bet around him as favourite.
Do we have a Jericho Cup futures? Not quite. That's harsh.
No, I like the horse, and I've made plenty of money off him in my time.
Oh, right.
But I think that
Right.
I think he's below his best at sprint trips at the moment.
Clearly.
Let's look around him as favourite. I put it to you.
Should I go through the market, Salts?
Go on.
Just to give, perhaps people are driving in their car going, who's in the Group 1?
Make
Such
it
a good race. Yep, Jimmy Star, $5.50, Private Eye, $6.50, Fangirl, $8, Napoleonic, $12, Splashback, 13, Transatlantic, Headley Grange, King of Russo, Skybird, 16, the rest.
Yeah, and you haven't read out Rothfire, who, yes, he won at $61 last start, but he beat them all. He beat them all. Jimmy Star should have finished closer, a bit unlucky back to the inside. Skybird was held up badly, but he beat Napoleonic utterly fair square. He's a better horse than Napoleonic. There's just no doubt about it. So why?
What is Napoleonic being priced off at $12?
I have no idea. No, I couldn't tell you. He's just not up to these.
Even Fangirl at $8.
A Fangirl's $8, and she just
won't go a yard.
It's James McDonald, Chris Waller, but she's not a wet tracker.
Yeah.
And she'll get right out of her ground as well. So right out of her ground, and has to quicken in conditions that she doesn't like.
Yeah, and by race 8 on the program, she's going to be
Put a line through her.
Uh-huh.
I think Rothfire can win again. I think he's got a great map. He just blends in midfield off the fence. He finds the right part of the track. And we even though he's a bigger price last start, there's still enough of a price to find out, given he beat all of them last start. And the unlucky horse, the horse that should have finished a lot closer in that Doomben Cup, was Skybird. We know that she's probably the best wet tracker in the field. And, gee, she was full of running in that Doomben Cup, wasn't she?
I know. The 10,000. Yeah.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
10,000.
I'm with you. Well, this is the third time in a row now I've been with her this prep, and I think you made the point earlier about Rosberg. If you've been backing Rosberg, you have to stick with him at $8.50. Like, I can't walk past Skybird at $17 off that run, and I've been with her at the last 3 starts. So I'm with you, Salts. I think she's the each way play in the race. Barrier 13 as well. Where would you like the point here? A big point is that a lot of the fancies have drawn well out in this, like Jimmy Star 15, Fangirl 16, Napoleonic 14, Splashback 10. King of Russo's going to be the widest barrier. Skybird's 13, so she might be able to settle perhaps a shade handier than a few of them.
Well, yeah, maybe, but I think they won't bustle her early because she's also going to get 1,300 metres. I know she's won over the mile, but like she's been really good over 1,000, 1,200 metres.
Yeah.
I think she'll probably only have a few behind her in the run.
Yeah. What do you make of Grafter Burners?
I've never rated the horse, so I think he's got none. Yeah. He had a slow recovery last start, but
damning.
He was belted by a lot of these. I don't like him.
So Skybird for me each way, and Skybird and the old boy Rothfire for Salty.
Can we say now that she's not a dry tracker, Skybird? Can we say that? Like she saw, because people were saying, oh, you know, she's got a good track record actually going into the Robert Sangster. And
would it be fair to say
she just didn't extend on it? It was a good fall.
Yeah.
She's had some issues, some injuries.
Yeah, it's hard to argue against. I'd say she's. I'd still say in the camp she's just far more effective on the wet. That's the angle I'd go.
The only reason I'm backing her is because it's a wet track.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. And she's $17.
Yeah, that helps.
That helps. Yeah.
Well, 20 we took early. 23. Yep.
Shut up and take my money.
Is that it for us at Eagle Farm?
No, because I've got a mate, Helen Coughlin.
This horse has jumped out well.
Mate. We speak of dance.
It's the list of bloody Helen Keller stakes, fillies and mares, set weights and penalties.
It is. It's the old Helen Coughlin. One of my favourite races at the Carnival Salts, the Helen Coughlin, each and every year for the fillies and the mares. I'm with Dance to the Boom here. Can you just get a price for me now, Salts?
Yeah, mate.
She's been supported into.
Yep.
But you mentioned she's trialled up. Well, she's bloody trialled up really well around some pretty speedy ones. Her latest was going through the line with Swordplay, who she made Swordplay work, and she was under minimal riding comparatively. I think she'll need a little bit of luck from the wide draw, but this is a mare that is building an outstanding career record. She's 6 from 11. She looks to be tuned up to be performing first up 1,200 metres. I thought, yeah, she was a great play, Dance to the Boom in the last.
She's 31 into 19, a little bit of early specking.
Yep, that support does not surprise me at all. So playing a lot of value, I am at Eagle Farm, shooting a little bit straighter at Caulfield. We've still got 2 tracks to go. We might get to Morphettville now, Saltsy. This is brought to you by daretodream.com.au. And
we've got a bit of an update in that space. Our Pride of Dubai filly, Andrew and Joe Lewis, emailed us with an update.
I haven't read that. You have to tell me too.
Horse has done well.
Okay.
She's in the paddock since the sale. She's out at Anguston.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Sure.
Beautiful part of the world.
Nursery of Champions alert.
She's currently being broken in, and she should be into the stables for a taste of things in 2 or 3 weeks' time. So all things are progressing nicely.
Well, I think their slogan's, you'd find your next champion racehorse. Well, I think we've found our Salts.
I would have thought so.
Yeah, I've already got it black booked. It's winning on debut. I'll pick out a race soon. Good news though. Let's get to Morphettville. I'm only having the one play here, but you are going to be shopping around a little bit for assaults. Again, soft, heavy, deteriorating track.
It's soft 6, but it will deteriorate because they've got 3 to 10 mil forecast on race day. So soft track, rail 11 metres. Like the Wesley's not that strong, but still it's just another thing that says you want to be off the fence. They'll be roaring down the middle of this track.
I love it when they roar.
Yeah.
Race 2, maiden over 1,050, Miss Chevalier.
Yeah, well, she was beaten on debut by a good horse, a progressive jet, you might say, in Breda Mall. Her trial prior to her debut was excellent. And Breda Mall had race experience under his belt.
And he's a progressive jet.
Yeah, and it was a high rating race. So she goes in everything.
Yep, I'm coming with you now on Miss Chevalier. Sold. Race number 3 on the program. Benchmark 78, 1,050. It's a little too better for you here, Salts.
I really want to be against Biancelli. I didn't like the way that she jumped out. I'm not sure about her on a wet track. The two I'm sure about on a wet track is Sir Now, who's just a better horse than Enough Seduction. Meets it way better off at the weights from when Enough Seduction grabbed it on the line at Murray Bridge. Sir Now was outside the leader first up, gave 8 kilos to the horse that beat it. It was nice to see him bounce out of the gates as well and go forward. So I think Alicia Warren sticking is good for him. He'll roll forward as well. And as I mentioned, he likes getting his toe into the ground. One that's first up, no trial or jump out, Starlight Valley. Got a really good wet track record. Good record track and distance and a pretty good ratings profile for this. I think $21 is the wrong price. So backing Starlight Valley and Sir Now, I'm confidently betting around Biancelli. I think she's way under the odds.
So it's a lay.
It's a lay, yeah.
Yep, laying Biancelli, backing Sir Now at 320 and backing Starlight Valley at $21. Brooke King in the saddle takes off 3. She was on board doing whip twirls on Francis Boy yesterday at Gola as he went to...
Like, did she mean that or what? Like,
it
was magnificent.
I think it was a considerable amount of showtime going on.
It was.
Yeah.
On the old boy.
Yeah, yeah. I reckon that's put a little bit of zest into his, like a little bit of pep in his step. Francis Boy, what a marvel.
Who you got, Francis Boy or Flowmeter?
Oh, Flowmeter has to be.
Francis Boy has him covered in terms of like win percentage, prize money, but like Flowy had 200 starts.
Yeah, he had 200 starts. So what are we, 172
he used to
starts?
back up 2 days, like 3 times a week.
Yeah, and he had about 4 million different jockeys, Flowy, as well. I don't think Francis, probably. I think Dare to Dream posted that Brooke King was the 13th jockey that's won on Francis Boy, which is a pretty big number, to be fair, from 22 wins. All right, let's move on. That was race number 3. Race 6 on the program now. This is a Class 2 handicap over 1,600 metres. I'm with the Shy Star.
It's 12.
1,200, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm with the Shy Star here. I don't know why I wrote 1,600. She went fast last time out, Saltsy, and I think they might have went a little bit too fast. There's been a jockey change here. She was 4.5 inside benchmark to the 600, and she got tired late, which you'd probably expect. I think they'll be positive again with Harry Grace going on, but I just don't think she needs to lead at all costs, this girl. She can go forward. She can sit outside the lead. You're sort of talking middle of the track roaring areas. Hopefully can be the first to that. Peak fitness now, and this is easier. So it goes up in weights, but does drop into a Class 2 handicap. So goes up a little bit in the weights, but I think meets easier opposition. So Shy Star is going to be my only play at Morphettville. And what I thought was a challenging day. It's not a tread lightly day, Salt, so I just thought it was a challenging day.
Well, Royal Sway is a filly in race 8 that I can't see where the challenges come from her. She just completely belted most of these last start. Maybe the only thing stopping her is an end of prepper, because it'll be her 5th run this preparation, but I got no issues with the conditions with her as well. I thought she was good to the line on that soft 7 in the Adelaide Guineas when things were against her, and she meets a couple of these slightly worse at the weights from beating them on the Parks track over 15.50, but she was winning running away, so she's a good bet, Royal Sway. Yep,
Royal Sway in race number 8 there for Salts, which will round out our specs at Morphettville, and you're getting around $3.20 with Toddy Panel in the saddle for the Yench team. We'll get to Rosehill Gardens now, Salts, and again, it looks to be pretty trying conditions in Sydney.
It's a heavy 10 after they got 25 mils on Wednesday. The Rosehill forecast is a bit different, but there's still 10 to 30 mils on Thursday, 0 to 10 Friday. Mm-hmm. We're looking for heavy trackers. In terms of the pattern, like wet track, rail true, Rosehill, they got off the fence, but I'd be more worried about your horse getting through the conditions than where they land in the run.
Okay, let's start in race 1 on the program. These runners are going to get a little bit of a squiz at the track in its best form anyway. And the favourite here is Tron Bolt at $3, Cormier's at $3.50, Nations League $4.40 out to the quarterback at $9.50 and double figures the rest. But you're siding with the favourite Tron Bolt, Sienna Grimer in the saddle, who rode a bloody treble back-to-back sort of stuff last week.
He's only at start 3 Tron Bolt and he's untried in the wet, but I think $3 is a good price. I reckon the $3 would be more like $2.20 if it was a dry track, and also as well that like he loses James McDonald, which doesn't help, but he looks more like a $2.20 chance for me, because if he handles the wet track, I think it'd be too good for him. The way he exploded away on the Kenzo last start was really magnificent. It was the fastest last 200 metres of the day. He just dropped them ice cold. What about this? His dam. Do you remember Baccarat Baby?
I do.
The sunny coast.
The Queenslander.
A mudder. Complete mudder. Lived for the wet. Just loved it. Used to do rain dances all the time.
Now I know y'all be loving this shit right here.
I got limp for this lineage. And I think he'll skip through it just like his mum. And I have him as favourite in my JJ Atkins market. Now, I'm not sure. They scratched him from that 3-year-old race or 2-year-old race at the size produce at Eagle Farm. And they're going to Rosehill. So I'm not sure if they're going to still go north with him, but he looks like a miler for sure.
Tron Bolt, little bit of lineage, little bit of a throwback there with Baccarat Baby. Mickey Hellyeah used to ride Baccarat Baby, who's an Aston Villa fan. Shout out to Mickey Hellyeah. That horse came down, I reckon, and rode in like a big race in the...
They'd had a few races in Victoria. Caulfield.
Did she ride it was she in like an Empire
Yeah,
Rose
I
or something
reckon.
like that? Yeah, I reckon she was like in the market too, heavily for a race like that. I reckon she got front covered during spring, like modelled on the Herald Sun.
Oh, gotcha.
I think she was a victim of a model on the front page of the Herald Sun. Unfortunately, another one. Race number 6 on the program. This is a benchmark 78. This is 1,500 metres. A little too better here for you, Sults.
So Nassim Dilmi is a carrot. He trains I Am Carrot here. Rob Schneider from South Park.
Rob Schneider is a carrot.
This horse accepted in 4 races across 2 tracks. They scratched from race 5 Rosehill. He's still in 2 races where he's emergency in Queensland. I'm not sure what they're doing. He probably doesn't run here, but if he does, I'll back him because I thought he was good first up. But I also back Bolt Saver, who he's not winning like ever. But he swims. He's here third up. He's made 2 sustained runs. Third up, 1,500 metres, extremely wet track. He should get his chance.
Okay, so Bolt Savers at around $11. I Am Carrot is $6.50. It's 24 karat comedy. Rated PG-13. It's so good. Okay, so I Am Carrot $6.50. Bolt Saver is $11. Would you look at Bolt Saver under like $3.10 a place for all? He has had 12 placings from 28 career starts. He's only had the 3 wins, as you mentioned.
It's not a bad call. If I Am Carrot isn't here, I'd probably have something to place.
Yeah, it's pretty good for a swimmer. Salty. Those sort of stats. Race 8 on the program. This is a fillies and mares benchmark 78. And something we haven't done a lot of on today's show is agree. And we're in full agreement in this contest over 1,200 metres. And Super Nui just looks a very nice bet here because she returned well in midweek company over 1,250. Oh, she did well, sat outside the leader, peaked on her run. But the big thing here is her 2 career peak figures have come on heavy tracks that are over 1,250 and 1,350. She's been a second up winner in the past. This just looks a cracking setup and price.
That is the big thing. She was beaten by Thames like fair square and meets at half a kilo worse at the weights. Like if it was a dry track, there's no way I'd be backing Super Nui. But she's just got those peak figures on really wet tracks. She'll be up on speed. She's slightly back in distance. She's won wet 14, so like a real testing 12 could help her. If she's a bit one pace, just sort of grind them into the ground. I think she's a nice each way bet.
Yep. So we're both with Super Nui in race number 8, and I'll just double check what price we're looking at now for her. She's $9.50, so there's been a little bit of specking from 11s into $9.50, $3 the place. I think she's a great 1x3 super newie. That rounds out what we're looking at there in the specs across 4 tracks now, Salt. So let's get to our 2 units, our best backs from around the country. What do you like?
My 2 best at Caulfield are Swift Force and El Rocco. And my best value is up in the 4th at Eagle Farm Martist.
Yeah, in the hardest race to ever find a winner.
Easiest race of the day, I reckon.
My best of the day is Submerge. I do in race 6 at Caulfield. I do want to see him get into sort of back to the black type figures. I think you might get back to black type. I'm shocked that he sort of got into the reds that are around $1.90. I got lots of irons in the fire there around my value plays. I thought Hillier in the Fred Best Classic and also Dance to the Boom in the Helen Coghlan represented terrific value at Eagle Farm. So that's how I'll be playing my Saturday. But yeah, it looks like people say you should stay away from the wet tracks, but we've done nothing but attack this program.
It's great racing, mate.
We've just attacked them.
I got limp. I've got more limp to this day of racing than I have in the last few weeks.
You're joking?
No, I love it. It's going to be on the couch.
Yep.
It's just going to be brilliant.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Units, enjoy your Group 1 weekend. Feel it in your fingers, feel it in your toes, and we'll be back in your ears next week on the 2 Units podcast.